Morning guys, it's your boy Kid Crayon, and it's quite early here. I've woke up and I started looking through a bunch of my art books and I thought, hey, this might be quite a cool video. I've seen a couple other artists do this, so yeah, this is going to be an art book tour. This might be a part one of several because I've just picked, a bunch of my favourites, but I could probably do a couple more parts and maybe do like a zine one as well later on down the line, because I think I've got more zines than books. But yeah, I mean, maybe this might be a slightly long video, but if you want to look at some of the artists that I think have influenced my style and definitely been like a huge inspiration to get to where I am now, then yeah, stick around for this video. I should probably start by saying what the book is. So yeah, the first one is it's called Street Sketchbook, and it's by Tristan Manco. He's actually done like a bunch of these books and the graffiti books, so you're probably familiar with his name. But yeah, let's crack through it. I've actually met quite a few of these artists now since buying this book. I didn't know anyone, and then it's funny, you kind of flick through it again, you're like, hey, I know these guys, which just kind of feels nice. But yeah, let's skip right through. So yeah, this is 45 RPM. Does work way differently to this now. Well, that's not true, not way differently. He still does like this kind of like owl, but you can see kind of the development and change in style. Let's see what these are, because I haven't put these in new. So yeah, Will Barris. Yeah, again, his work's, you can see that his work's changed, but these are supposed to be sketches. It's not like finished results, but yeah, it's definitely been a journey since then to now. But what, it's been like 12 years, so you don't develop in that time, then you've got some problems. Let's see where I skip through to. Oh yeah, this is Blue. So obviously this guy, probably more famous for his animations and murals, but I mean, this is just so good. I'd love to look through all of his sketchbook pages. He used to have a sketchbook section on his website. Not that I've been on his website recently, but maybe it's still there. But yeah, you used to be able to kind of have a look at these pages. But yeah, seriously cool. My sketchbooks, my sketches are nothing like that. But yeah, let's skip through a little bit because we're going to be here all day otherwise. That guy McKinley. There's one that I really liked. It's like a dartboard. Oh yeah, this is Rich T. So yeah, his work's nothing like this anymore. Where is it? Oh, this one, Turf one. So I used to, yeah, I don't know what to say. I loved it. When I got this book, I loved this artist. I was like, what the hell? So this is like a dartboard, and it kind of opens up and he's done this beautiful drawing inside. It's just immense. And this is like, yeah, a huge inspiration to me. When I was trying to kind of come up with concepts and stuff for illustration, you can kind of see maybe some similarities. I mean, I know I don't draw like this, but it's just that type of line, arms kind of character. I think, yeah, you can see I stole some stuff when I was younger from this guy. And at the back there's a nice outdoor section, so obviously these guys are all street artists. You can see some more of their kind of outside things, which is cool. Mr. Kern. But yeah, there's actually a couple of these ones, so maybe I'll show you the other one next time. But yeah, first book, Street Sketchbook, Tristan Manco. Love this, one of my favorite books. Next one, so yeah, my degree is in animation, and I recommend this book for anyone that's trying to learn animation. This is basically a whole degree in a book. You don't actually need to pay thousands of pounds to go to university. You can just buy this book. He also released a set of DVDs which kind of go through all of the principles of animation as well. So I mean, I just literally went to the library at Bauer Ashton when I was there and just ripped them all illegally, just copied them. So I saved myself £1,000 or whatever to get those. And a little something sexy inside. I met the guy, Richard Williams. He moved to Bristol for a little while. Fortunately, he's passed away now. But yeah, he came and gave us a couple lectures, and we went to a couple talks by him. But yeah, this book's amazing. So if you're not familiar with him, he's the guy that did Who Framed Roger Rabbit. More famously known for, worked at Disney under the 9 Old Men, and basically learnt loads of tips from them and put it all in a book. So this is literally the Bible for animation. I'll just show you some of the breakdowns. So if you wanted to learn how to do like a walk cycle, he'll break it down into poses and kind of show you how to do that walk. And then it's up to you to learn if you want to do someone walking lazily, or if someone's walking in an angry kind of stomp. You can apply these principles to kind of any walk. And yeah, I mean, I could, if anyone out there wants to learn animation, I could not recommend this book enough. It is the one. It's the top, most awesomest book. Look at these gestures. This is like walking from the front. Here's a jaunty walk. This kind of shows you like how the arms would swing as you're walking. If you're fat, you kind of got the overhang of the belly going bum, 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 bum. And boobies as well, because we all love wobbly boobies. But there's just so much. I mean, as you see, like a big section of this is just different types of walks and runs. But those, if you can get someone to walk and run, then you can do an animal walking and running. Yeah, different face poses, how you get that kind of squash and stretch. But yeah, it looks a little bit technical, but if you kind of go through this book from the beginning to end, and if you do all these exercises in the book, you'll be able to do animation. Obviously, you have to keep practicing like anything in life, but you'll have the basics of animation. Absolutely amazing book. Again, one of my favourite books of all time, always will be. If ever I have any animation jobs, which I don't do very often these days, I still resort back to this book for advice and tips, because yeah, it's awesome, guys. Right. Now, another book to go along with that. This book is by Walt Stanchfield, and it's about Drawn to Life. So a very similar kind of book, but it's a bit more about like kind of posing. Again, if you went through this book, again, it looks quite technical. It will show you exactly how to break down those type of movements, how to get the gestures and poses, and it shows you examples of the 9 Old Men. Is it Frank and Ollie Thompson? Yeah, I think it's 9 Old Men. All the people that taught Richard Williams how to animate, it's their guys' work. All the old Disney animators, and if you read through it all, it's more about how you think about drawing, how you think about posing. It's a bit wordy. It's a good one. It's a bit boring to show you guys on here because it is all just words and little bits of posing, but it kind of teaches you how to think. And as you're reading something like this, you're so motivated to draw. So I remember drawing like loads and doing loads of exercise from here. But yeah, go check it out. 20 years of Disney masterclasses. Who wouldn't want to do that? Let's jump into the more illustration stuff. I know you're all very familiar with Jamie Hewlett. I have a bunch of his other books, his Tank Girl comics, Gorillas books, but this is kind of the big chunky Jamie Hewlett book that came out recently, a couple of years ago maybe. And it's a good breakdown. There's loads of stuff in here that you might not have been able to actually see. He did an exhibition at Saatchi a few years ago, and all of that kind of stuff's in here, like his tarot cards and his like pictures of trees. Yeah, you've got all of his Tank Girl stuff. There's really nice stuff in here. Kind of a little taste. Kind of just shows all of the projects that this guy's worked on. And I mean, look at these poses. They're beautiful. If I've got any bits of paper in here, which I do a lot, there'll be something nice. Yeah, this is nice. I like this. I like pictures, me. But yeah, I think I probably put this bit of paper here, this piece of paper here, because it's all done with like pencil. I really like that he uses pencil outlines and colour stuff digitally. Very similar to James Jean. This is how I do a lot of my illustration, because I don't really like using pens because I can rub them out if I use pencil, but it's just, you have a nicer quality of line. It's a lovely technique, and I completely stole it from these guys. What else we got? I mean, I probably don't need to talk to you guys about how awesome Jamie Hewlett is because you already know. But, I mean, just looking at the little storyboards, it's such a nice book layout. If I ever do a book in the future, I'll be copying all the lovely things from this book. The little storyboard technique. And those big double page spreads. Ooh, love it, love it. Monkey Journey to the West. So that was Damon Albarn's opera, and Jamie Hewlett did all the visuals for it. So I guess this is all the work. It's so nice. But yeah, I'll shut up for a sec and you can have a little look through. So these are his tarot cards. This was the Start Sheet exhibition I was talking about. It was 3 exhibitions in one. There should be ones of trees as well. Different trees that he did, yeah. Quite from afar they look really realistic, but the kind of closer you look, it's got all of these very Hewlett, obviously. But yeah, look, this is it from afar. But if you look at them up close, he's so good. Very, very good. And yeah, it's got a nice little sketchbook section at the end, which is all kind of done on tracing paper. It feels nice in your hand and it feels good. And I prefer this type of stuff to actually detailed kind of finished pieces, because you can kind of get an understanding of how they come up with concepts. Oh, so nice. Right, let's move on. That's the Jamie Hewlett book. I think that was 2016, 17, 18. It's kind of recent, that one. Boom! Macbeth. Amazing French illustrator. I had this book. It's called Big Mother. No Brow Press. So yeah, No Brow Press did a bunch of these Big Mothers, and this is the Macbeth one. I left it by my bedside one day. Don't even drink coffee. And my flatmate at the time, so a good few years ago, let someone stay in my room without asking, and then they put their dirty coffee mug all over the front of my limited edition Macbeth Big Mother. Very, very displeased by that, but you gotta forgive people. It was an accident. But yeah, let's have a look through here, because this is a really cool book. How many of these were made? I think it says at the back. There is an edition. I've got 130 of probably millions, but I mean, just great big double page spreads. What I really like about this book is he leaves some of the pencil lines in. So you have these really clean versions of illustrations. Bloody microphone. He has all these really clean versions, like this. I think it's a mix between actual digital and hand-drawn. So I think this one is digital, judging by these lines. But this one would have been done freehand. And if you look, you can see all the little pencil lines still there. And I don't know why, I love the little almost mistakes. You'd think that if you're going to get a book printed, you'd rub out those pencil lines, but you know what, Macbeth doesn't give a fuck. He gives zero shits. And that's what I really love about him. But it's just such a cool style. Master of the black and white. There's a cool one with 2 monkeys. I don't know if I passed it already. Oh, these are so good. Yeah, again, such a huge influence. I think on my style, to having these kind of doing stuff quite clean, especially stuff like this. Like I do Women in the Water all the time. I haven't actually had a look at this as an influence, but I mean, I do stuff like this. It was just unconsciously I think it's cool to just put people in water, obviously, but I think maybe there's something in there that's stuck. Look at this. I mean, look at this, guys. It's freaking awesome. I wish I could draw this well. And you know, I feel now I'm like, I'm inspired. I'm gonna do something awesome. Not just a rubbish video of me trying to draw cartoon characters from memory. And yeah, it's just so clean, so lovely. I don't know how many books this guy's got out. I'm sure he's got some other piece to work out. But yeah, Macbeth's Big Mother, it's the only one that I've got. And it's the biggest book I own, I think. Lengthwise. It's really annoying to get into any bookcases, but that's why it's got coffee rings on it. Okay. So this is kind of more when I was getting into street art. I got this Antley Lister book. Did I get it then? I think maybe someone would have bought it for me after I was a fan. But Antley Lister, one of my favourite street artists, an Australian painter. He's got a documentary out at the moment on Netflix. Comes across as a bit of a dingleberry, I think, but also I think, you know, he's a, I don't know, I like the guy. There's something quite nice about the energy of the way that he paints, and yeah, let's have a little flick through. There's a bunch of his superhero paintings. He does quite a lot of these. I know he had a show to do with it, and he does a lot of murals based on superheroes. Who doesn't like doing superhero stuff? Superheroes are cool. A bunch of faces that he's done. Oh yeah, he's done these ballerina paintings as well, which is pretty cool. I think he does everything with like a roller and then kind of sprays over the top of it, but he never works from sketches. Seems to freestyle quite a lot, which is pretty cool. I always work from sketches. I'm not that cool, but oh, this is quite a cool concept. He draws. They're not the same. They're two different paintings. He draws one from one angle and then tries to do the same painting mirrored. And then what he does is he'll like try and line them up. I guess it's quite a good way of doubling your profits. But I think it's also quite good for your brain, because if you had to flip an image that you're drawing, sometimes it's really bad. So to be happy with it from both sides, it's quite a cool concept. Definitely, yeah, I love this kind of like drippy kind of style. It's very nice. Batman, more masks and stuff. Yeah, it's a cool book. I don't really know what else to say apart from that. I've seen a few of his pieces like in the flesh, and yeah, big fan of him. Not too many words in here. I don't like that. Even though, yeah, we're quite visual when we like lots of pictures, I quite like some writing. You kind of get to, especially when it's written by the artist, you get to see a little bit more into their kind of way of thinking and how they approach stuff, as opposed to just lots of pictures. But you know what? It's still a good book. So would recommend it on your bookshelf. God, I think I might put too many books up. It's already crushing on 20 minutes. Okay, so this one is it's in French, so French and English. So I got contacted by this guy, his name Raymond Hardiquint, I think, but it said in a French accent. But it's all skate decks, and I'm showing off a little bit because I'm in this book. But I thought this book was really cool. It's quite a strange shape. It's like really long, which is cool. And it's got some really great skate decks in here. So I know it's got like Shepherd Fairy's got one in here. There's so many. I'm trying to see what page I was on. Yeah, it kind of splits it into different sections. But yeah, look, we'll flick through. If we see one, we see it. If we don't, we don't. But yeah, it's a really nice kind of independent book put together. And yeah, if you like skate decks, you like skate art, this is the one. This is sick. I mean, look at this. This is nice. This is partly why I started doing this little book tour, because I was going to have a little flip through here, because I've got a video coming up where I'm going to design a skateboard. I've got a couple blanks in the corner that are waiting to get painted. I think, yeah, coming up is one of mine from a while back. Let's see. Oh, that was, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who this is, but that's cool. It's kind of like woodcut, cutting it out, cutting the thing. Here it is. Look, Kid Crayon, 2014. Who that? That me. So yeah, don't read the description. It's a bit nonsensical. I didn't write it. I don't just like this book because I'm in it. There's got some really cool other artists in here, like 123 Clan. Who else? I mean, everyone's cool, obviously. Mr. Bingo. Look, Keith Haring. Nice. Nice. But yeah, it's just a kind of good history and a really good broad spectrum of different artists that have worked on different skateboards. And yeah, if you like skate culture, like me, I love skateboarding. I'm really bad at skateboarding, but I love watching skating and I like trying to skate. And yeah, it's cool, you know, more like a video game skateboarder. I'm waiting for Tony Hawk to come out in September, but I like this book. I'm not even sure you can get this anymore. Maybe you can, but I know it was quite a limited run because it's independently published. Oh, I just want to show you this real quick. So we're obviously all very familiar with Roald Dahl and Quentin Blake, but I just wanted to say it's one of my favourite books. Like the illustrations and stuff in it are amazing. And like, I just remember loving this so much as a kid. I've still got a bunch of them downstairs, as well as like the Dr. Seuss ones. And yeah, it's such a lovely style, with such a huge influence like growing up, because this is obviously what I was looking at as a kid, and what illustration is. Really inspired me a lot to want to draw myself. And it's kind of like a very encouraging style, because I know it's quite simplistic. And you know, the colours, the watercolours don't even, you know, are done kind of badly in a way. It kind of, the messiness is, yeah, very inspiring as a kid, because you're like, you can make these little mistakes. It doesn't have to be perfect, and that's exactly what you want as a kid. Also, a little extra bonus in this one, when I met Quentin Blake. I was quite young when I got this signed, but boom. Roald Dahl, Matilda. Big book, big up. Roald Dahl, by the way. Let's do a shout out, pow, to Quentin Blake and Roald Dahl. Okay, next book. So we've got James Jean Rebus. This book is amazing. If you don't know James Jean, go check him out now. Probably the best illustrator, I'd say, in the world at the moment. He is so sick that he makes me want to give up. Some artists you look at and you're like, yeah, this is inspiring. You know, earlier I was like, oh yeah, I want to get into my sketchbook. This makes me want to just curl up and give up. But it's good to have artists like that. It's good to look at them, because it pushes you to be better. What I really love about this book is he has like all of his sketches on one side and then his paintings on the other in certain sections, as well as big double page spreads. What's also really beautiful about this book is it has that shiny kind of red, a bit dusty on that side, but here on the edges, just like a lot of thought's gone into this. Like a really nice product, which all of the artwork is like that. Really, 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 really sick. Yeah, let's have a little look through. I mean, what's that? Come on, why is it good? So yeah, I actually have a print of this one in my living room, because I love it so much. I mean, what's going on? I just love how perfect everything is here. Look at all the muscles, and then you've got it combined with all these like little frogs, toads everywhere. Then you have all these like scribbles on the wall. It's like so many different techniques, straight edges. It's just absolute master of it. Don't know what to say. Yeah, these are a bunch of swan. So yeah, these are acrylic on panel. So what is 88 by 50, 2008. Look at this. Look at this. It's makes me want to cry. Makes me want to cry and give up. Let's go to some. Let's skip through. Let's skip ahead. Different point in his life. Oh yeah, these. I love these. I love these. So he's got the little Pantone. What are they called? The kind of little lecture set patterns he's put over top of it. Yeah, very strange. These are a lot earlier. These are like from 2003. So maybe an earlier style, but just cool. Cool little images. Like, why is there loads of pants in here? Don't know. He wanted to do that. Don't question it. There's one with like this. Yeah. This t-shirt. It's like, what's going on? So good. Chair is so squeaky. Hopefully you can't hear it. And yeah, I was saying earlier about Jamie Hewlett. There's a cool correlation between them because they both use pencil and then they color digitally. So if you see this, it's graphite and digital. So all of this is pencil line. It's not drawn in the computer, and that's the exact technique that I use for any digital artwork that I do. I do everything in pencil, and you can obviously tweak it into the computer, but then I just color it all there. I hate drawing in the computer. I know you've seen me do it a few times, but it's not as good. Especially if you don't have like the Cintiq. I'm rocking the Wacom. I think this is an extensive one. Did it go for a few pages? Back there? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's just... Why are you so good, dude? But I absolutely love him. He's like the illustrator's illustrator. I think everyone that does illustration loves this guy and kind of hates him because he's so damn good. But yeah, Rebus. He's obviously got a bunch of work, a bunch of different books and stuff. But yeah, I'd go check him out on Instagram. If you're not following James Jean, then I mean, you just delete your account. What else have I got? I've got a street art book. I was only going to show you this because a couple years ago, maybe longer than that, I was painting at an event and I was painting next to Black Lorat for some reason, and I got this awesome stencil from him. So that's the best part of the book. But it is cool. It's like a Lonely Planet, so it has like the best street art spots around the world. So if you were to go on holiday, you can go check out, I'm going to New York, who am I going to go check out? And you can go see some Fail, or you want to go see some Invader, kind of gives you the spot. So it's a cool little book. But I was mainly just showing you because, I mean, that's such a cool thing to own. So happy that I've got this. Hidden away in a little Lonely Planet book. So I'm a pretty big fan of David Choe, one of my favourite artists. And I'm not going to show you all the books, but I've got quite a few of his like smaller books. I think that's a double. For some reason I've got 2 copies of Bruce Fruit because I'm such a crazy fan. But Slow Jams, this is one of the rarer books that I own. Quite hard to get. If you try to source it on the internet, I think you'll see the stumbling blocks. Some people tried to sell these for like £1,000. I can't remember how much I spent on this, but glad I got it. And what's cool is this is like really early work from David Choe, so you can really see like when he was a bit bad. This is what I love the most about looking about stuff, seeing people's development. So if you look back and you're like, well, why did you put this in a book? It's just seeing like the little thoughts and like how you can make a book really cheap. I can kind of see him as like a young artist putting this together. Like not a lot of artists were doing this at the time. But I haven't even made a book like this. I just think it's an awesome little snapshot into that period of his life as an artist. Like these are really cool. Like this is kind of pre-computer, I presume. So these would have all been done when he was actually working in the shop. I'm sure he was working, or was like in the laundry, like waiting to get some laundry done. So yeah, I think it's nice. You don't see enough of this stuff these days. People only kind of post this stuff on Instagram. That's kind of where it lives. But it's kind of nice to have this like in book form, so you can kind of go back and revisit it. But not my favourite of the David Choe books, but I just wanted to show you that one because it's pretty cool. So yeah, let's just do the first one. This is the David Choe like anthology. I don't know what to call it, but this is like his big art book. So if you're going to get one, I'd get this one because it has snippets from all of his other books and all of his zines. But yeah, he's just a crazy artist. Like, who has the inlay of their book as the pillow that they drawed on? So the pillow, the same pillow that he had for years that he was sleeping on. Nice. But yeah, just really funny. So this is kind of like the origins, like some of the drawings that he'd done when he was a kid. Like who starts like that? And as you go through, it starts to get better and better. Like all the little toys that he made, and some text that he has with chicks. I think this is like a collage of different vaginas, vagina horses. Like very, very strange. These are some blood paintings. I think he punched himself in the face and then did these paintings. Just like a crazy artist, you can see why he's quite interesting. There's something nuts about this book. And all his books are self-published because no one will publish them, I don't think. Because there's too much craziness in them, as you just saw. But yeah, they're just such a mix. You can kind of see just his mind kind of explode into this book. But yeah, these paintings are just insane. Like so much little bits of detail. Look at that. You like kind of a Pollock style over spray paint. Yeah, a bunch of his walls. I like it when you get to see like inside their studios. So there's loads of little shots of him working and like what his space looks like and what materials he uses, which I find really like one of the most interesting things. If you're an artist, to get all that information, that's kind of how you learn. But yeah, very cool, very cool. Let's finish real quick with his last book. So this was Snowman Monkey BBQ. Again, it was self-published, so he has got some pretty insane things in here. I'm not even sure I'll be able to show on YouTube, but we'll see. So this one is called Snowman Monkey BBQ, dedicated to Eskimos. Don't know what the fuck that means. But yeah, lots of writing in here and lots of big pictures. So these are some weird text messages that he's had. Mr. My dick smells like pizza, breath and pussy. I'm probably going to have to cut these out or bleep them out. But yeah, loads of like watercolours. What's cool about having a book this size is when you actually see some watercolours, stuff like this, you can really see all the little details where it's like throwing salt down and whatnot. And shows all the different references in his artwork. There are lots of boobs and stuff in here though, so I'm going to have to cut some of these out. What's that about? David Choe's definitely a bit of a pervert, but he's a good artist, so we can forgive him for it. This is when he was doing like a hitchhiking show called Thumbs Up with some Vice. Go check that out. Let's get some good artwork, not just vaginas. So I think this book's mainly just his watercolor work, as opposed to his paintings. I think that's David Choe. I know he dressed up once and did Diane Wood. He was the drummer for Diane Wood, I think, when they were touring once. I think that's probably why he's done this weird sketch. Octopus on someone's bum. Very bizarre. But yeah, this is cool. It kind of shows like the reference of where he got ideas for different paintings. I know it's another naked lady, but damn it. I don't know why I'm showing you this book. There's just too much I can't show you. Every page there's like boobs or something on it. But yeah, again, one of my favourite books because it's very bizarre, quite weird, and that's my favourite kind of artwork, I guess. But yeah, that's just a little small section of my favourite art books. I might do a part 2 in the future. We'll see if anyone actually watches this all the way through. I always think that even though Instagram's really cool because you actually get to look into the life of a certain artist or someone that you're following, it's kind of nice to have a hard copy, like a book, where they pick their favourite bits of artwork and displayed it. And it's something you can go back to again and again. Stuff gets like lost in the feed of Instagram, and yeah, that's why I think still collecting books is still very relevant today, and I'm going to continue to do it. But yeah, let me know what your favourite books are because I would be super keen to hear about them. Have a nice day, guys. Well done for anyone that actually watched it all the way to the end. If you're not already a member of the coolest gang, you know the gang, the sub club, go hit that subscribe button right now, and I'll catch all of you in the next video. And I'll actually be doing some artwork, not just talking about other people's artwork this time. Catch you in a bit, guys. Ciao.